Brandon Graham. Watch the double arm swat straight down, and Warren McClendon had no chance, literally.
Career in Minnesota.
Watch the speed here, just the speed and the one inside hand wipe.
The physical nature of this Eagles, I was going to say defense, but team.
Yes.
We're not calling his name a lot, but watch Carter here. He is going to make the move, the big swat on Bo Limmer.
And with Austin's speed, he's able to get around him. Look how close Garrett comes to getting that pressure on Russell Wilson.
How powerful they are. I want you guys to keep your eyes on Vita Vea throughout this entire snap and see what he does to this Giants offensive line. Just drives over and runs a guy over against his will.
The dog is always going to be Jalen Carter. That's where it all starts, and that's him right there. But anytime Carter takes off and Williams can play off of that, see the...
This is going to be a great matchup all night. Dan Moore is isolated one-on-one. He got a little bit of a chip initially, but not much to slow down Myles Garrett. He's had a relatively quiet night. But here, with a tight end there, Herbig is lined up outside.
Wow, Brandon Graham.
What a night he's having on the outside out here, and these tackles are just struggling.
I put a returner back here on this 56-yard field goal. It's going to be the end of the half.
All right, we're going to get another double team over here on Carter, and here's Williams over here, the beneficiary of that. Because once you double team Carter, that means that you've got one-on-one.
For Miami, it's a loss of 9. And the Patriots, they even give him some help. They put their tight end over there on the edge.
That edge player on this side, they even have shippers over there. They've got a tight end on that side, and they just...
A count on his aggressiveness to go flat and not
to step up in the pocket where he is met by Cansey right there. That is a terrific.
Take a look at Kyler Murray's arm. Is it coming forward? And it seems like that ball was...
And that's energy. That's the matchup we keep talking about. Are you going to help out? Tight in there initially, a little push to try to help out Darnell Washington, but that's not enough against Myles Garrett. Dan Moore, you know, he
just a pure punch out on the outside. Was that Jalen Carter over there doing that one?
This is what the Browns need to do if they're going to be able to be competitive. We said in the open, how do they win? How do you compete? The defense has got to be able to make a difference tonight in being able to
say quickly. Look how fast he is past Wanya Morris, who almost wasn't even out of his stance before Wanham was
a bit undersized for the interior, but wins with sudden and just that quick movement, especially that initial burst off the ball. One-on-one with Dan Moore, so instead of working out here, he works to the inside. Now he gets matched up there against a rookie, Zach Frazier, the center.
And they end up making him the read guy. So often when you have an elite defensive end, Joe, it's a lot easier to...
There's Draymond Jones right there, and Jonah Williams gets pushed back.
the outside. See 45 there. He goes to extend, trying to wall him off, not allowing. It looked like he was trying to get inside leverage.
They are squeezing hard, trying to not let Jalen Hurts get outside that pocket. You could see on the outside it was Jared.
The former Chief, you see him here. He's lined up here on the bottom. He's just going to win. The center has no chance. Tyler Biadasz has no chance to go help Allegretti.
Normally you just say, 3rd and 1, easy pickup for Jackson at halftime and get looked at.
I'm still in a little disbelief they went for it.
Again, as much about the coverage, Jim Schwartz is mixing up these looks so well. So showing man, sometimes pre-snap show man, and then get out of it and play some zone. They're playing
with the Browns, and just take a look at the pressure that he brings. Comes inside, working against Quentin Nelson. That's their best offense.
So a quick change up. The Rams got a little something going on offense, and they answered.
Well, they gave a whole different look. Zach Orr, they bring pressure off the edge, drop people out. Just totally mixed up the look.
And that certainly affected this throw potentially. Yeah, watch the get off right here by Robinson. Robinson has really started to find his groove here in the last 4 games. He gets an excellent get off. Really gets right.
Look at that, 370 pounds. Watch the big man move here. It's going to be a stunt. He is the penetrator. Oh my gosh.
Number 70, offense. Penalties decline. 3rd down. And they run a twist there to that side and free up Kyle.
Excellent. And one of the driving forces to their improvement here as of late. Once again, Vidarian Lowe, the left tackle, that time gets beaten by Sealer to the inside.
He's learned that they are at the NFL level than they were at the NCAA level. Now, there's only one possession more per game in the NCAA, but the value placed on them.
Anybody into the backfield. See Schoonmaker there, number 86. He's got to line up.
Oh, change of possessions reviewed. Second, that's a fumble.
Yeah, his arm was starting to come forward, but I think
got lucky. Montez Sweat is mad at himself. Look at that coming from behind. He went for the punch. Really good job by Sam Darnold.
Well, you got play action pass. You got Van Ness coming around the left side. And you slip again. You lose kind of that space.
He took a 3-yard loss on 2nd and 1. And right there, you just got to throw that ball away.
seems personal. I mean, watch this. He just doesn't it? It seems like there's like a personal vendetta. Like every time he brings somebody to the ground with violence.
He's got 2 games of 2 sacks each, but he's had
J.C. Horn sneaking from the second level and right at the edge. I think Juju Smith-Schuster, number 9.
The long hoop along the outside, and Kyler just gets too deep in his drop. He's lucky he held on to this football. See Paris Johnson push Leonard Williams. Oh man, Leonard Williams, are you kidding me? Watch Big 99 right there slip through before Paris Johnson could get down. Watch Anderson and the move against Latham. Watch this. Speed to power inside move.
Yeah, it's a great job inside with Tart. He's right in Lamar Jackson's lap as soon as he turns around. That's why.
This is a simulated blitz. They're all up there kind of looking like they're coming. They drop out and play zone. Love doesn't like his read.
Well, they're showing the pressure inside. Both of these guys are going to drop out, and then here comes the pressure on this side. Gino got to a check here thinking it's all-out pressure. You see Buda Baker fleeing to the middle of the field.
They're trying to pull Parham, and he comes right underneath it. Parham doesn't get there in time, and Benito's able to get through. And
well, this is just a pick game inside. You see Leonard Williams, 99, and Jaron Reed, number 90, push Evan Brown, the left guard, all the way. Well, look at them blow up the line of scrimmage here. Collier fits inside. Barnes is right behind him. They filled the gaps perfectly, and no surprise.
It's a twist up front. Watch, he's going to come through. He gets through clean. They don't pass it off correctly with their blocking.
Well, they're just going to collapse the pocket from the outside. Nothing special to this rush. Just a straight 4-man rush. And you see Walker here. He's got to press that run there to where the hole is designed. That's to the left, to the C-gap. And he's doing so much dancing and
get it. And it's just a terrific job by the Buccaneers and their defense. You see Yaya Diaby running to the ball.
Well, there's Mafe on the outside, attacking that outside edge. This is quick game with only 5 protectors. This is like a hot protection, right? You only got 5 guys up front. You can't hold on to that ball. It's 1, 2, 3, ball is out.
Attention to detail from an individual level, from a team level.
Landry working against Titus Howard with the bull rush. Stroud thought he could escape, not able to do it. And the Titans defense makes the biggest play of the game. Interestingly, though, Jay, the game is not over.
No, because you're going to kick an onside kick here.
For the Texans, watch Jeffrey Simmons. It's just a right-hand club and a rip. Drew Scruggs cannot block Simmons one-on-one. Simmons told us that yet.
Front, watch on this side. And then Wanye Morris can't get to DJ Wanham, who forces Mahomes to step up and right into the waiting arm.
Bounces outside. I mean, Daniil Hunter is setting a strong edge there against Petit Frere. Petit Frere is trying to block Daniil Hunter out. Well, watch. Shaq Mason, the right guard's pulling over there. I'm confused.
The edge, you get penetration to Forrest Buckner, the captain of that defense, setting the tone. Nick Cross gets in there for a tackle.
And he's now a free agent, and I'm sure we'll find out in the next few days where he decides to sign or whether or not he doesn't sign. But
watch, you'll see right side of your screen. Here he comes. This looks like Petrie. The B-gap insert. He's going to fire right through there.
He's just going to come in. And watch just straight power here, Ross.
This is who he is.
Just drive him right back into the quarterback.
Boom! The power. And JC with an automatic check. It's inside zone to the left, but the Titans
They were all over it. Daryl Worley, 35, came flying in there. They're going to be short.
So DeMarcus Walker working against David Quessenberry. Gets him going upfield, throws him to the side. And
it's just defensive front right here because they're the ones that hold everything up and allow Dana to just come free after he wins against
on the last return. And this is their rookie, Latu coming around the edge. Oh, that is definitely a fumble.
Well, they line up 7 at the line of scrimmage and only rush 5, but that causes enough confusion with protection.
Again, we've just seen him impact the ball. This time he's off the ball. Just a real quick read on the running back screen, and he just beats BB, the center.
He's going to do a nice job of getting penetration, and then somehow Goff is able to spin out of it. No one else is able to get their hands on him, and turns a bad play into.
Positive is you get a third big body at the point of attack, but the problem is now the defense shifts.
The Packers last week. There goes the hand up right there, the white glove.
Jerry Tillery. But no one to throw the football to. And then his eyes came down, saw the rush, and you have to make sure you take care of the football. Dana wraps him up in the bear hug. The two hands, get your body on it, and take care of the ball. Loss of 14 on it.
It's a loss of 10.
Look at Clowney stand with it as he rushed against Jawan Taylor and then circled back with the
success. Touchdown to interception ratio. He holds on to the ball a little bit too long. It's just a good game inside, though. Tommy DeVito
does an excellent job of finishing them off. This guy's had really a nice season, especially here over the last 4 or 5 ball games. He's been an impactful player.
Great hit by, who is that? That's Okereke, makes the hit, knocks the ball out, and the ball's hanging around. Brian Burns' his feet, not even paying attention.
It makes the play. Watch the interior. And look at Harris go right across the face of the attempted blocker. And
as you look, watch Will Anderson over there. It's decent pass protection. I mean, Levis has some room there, and he steps up into the sack.
Again, though, to run jet sweep, you don't want to run it into a 2-point player. He can see it coming when Schoonmaker arcs. You want that
defense that does not blitz a lot. But he's dialed up a few looks here on this possession. I thought initially he was going to go attack the guy who came.
Right. He gets this ball out of his hand to Austin Eckler. Great job there by Kendricks with the pick stunt. Now watch, he just kind of shovels it